my screen visible? Okay. Okay, so we had given you some challenges, right? This week. Any particular problem that you have been not able to solve? Yeah, it's fine, Anish. I think so. Okay. Um, so there were like four challenging problems that were given to you, right? So anybody, you can tell me what difficulties you faced while solving those problems? Any particular problem that you are not able to solve? It could be reversing the string or bit plus plus, which was the bonus question. Can unmute yourself or you can reply in the chat box, please. So everybody solved. Am I audible though? You didn't solve any of the questions, huh? Melon. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. We'll start off with the first problem that was given to you. Um, Let me check. Second. somewhere here, right? Got stacked up. So you have to write a C++ program that accepts three numbers as input, adds them together using a function, and then prints the result in the main function. So what I am asking you, wait a second, let me say CVP, not CVP. Okay. So what I was asking you was, I wanted you to take three numbers as input, that I can say it as A, comma B, comma C, and I could have taken it like int A, B and C. So you are familiar with how to take inputs, right? Everybody, like this. You can separate variables using commas, and then you can take input in one line. Second. B question mark.
Is that need to fix your input? You put C and A B. I mean A and C.
It's a, wait a second. Oh, sorry, a typo. Okay, so I've taken three inputs in. Okay, num1, num2 instead of, yeah, you can name the variable as you wish. You could name them num1, num2, num3, or you could name them A, B and C. It's good to name it like that, num1, num2, num3 also. So for my simplicity concerns, I have named them as A, B and C. So I'm going to ask the user for three inputs, three numbers as inputs, and what I want to do is you to write a function. It could be with any name. Pass these three inputs into that function. The function will add these three numbers, and it will return some value. Like I said, you ask Ajay, you give Ajay three numbers, he will add them for you, and he will return you some value. That is what this function with parameter does. You are giving some data into this function, it does some task, gives you gives you some value back, and you use this value in your main function, right? So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to define a function which will return me an integer value. I can call it as add. It takes three parameters, int A, int B, int C. Okay, and it will return me, it will calculate the sum. Integer sum is equal to A plus B plus C, and it returns me this sum. And what I do is I store it here in a variable called result by calling that function, sorry, add, and I pass these three variables as parameters to it. Okay, so what happens here is you declare three variables, you take them as, you take these three numbers as input, you pass these three numbers into the add function here, A comma B comma C. This A gets stored in this variable called A, this B gets stored in this variable called B in the function's parameters, and this C gets stored in this variable called C. So this function has these three numbers now. It has been invoked, it has been called from the main function. So it comes, your control comes here, your function starts executing within this block. It adds these three numbers, stores them in some variable called sum, and returns that variable back. So when you return that, you know that this sum's type is int, so you have declared your return type as int. So basically this function will receive a value which is the sum of these three numbers, and it stores in some other variable in the main function. And what you have to do is you have to simply print it. That's about it. If you go to view, plus. Okay. Wait a second. CLS. Pressing B. So if I give some input here, which is 1, 2 and 3, you will get a output as 6. Did everyone understand? Do you have any doubts? Understood? Everybody? I need response by everyone. Okay, so let us move into the second question, which was to take a string as an input, and using a for loop we have to reverse this string, right? Let's look into the while loop later, but we have to reverse this string. Okay, so if I just comment this thing out, it's not necessary for now. Let me take this out. So you need a string, so I told you we can make a string object like this, string s. Then you can use getLine, see in with s. Okay, so your string has been taken as input, so you have your string, so you want to reverse it right now. So you know how a string can be reversed. You have to print it from the back, right? So I had I informed you about how to take the length of a string using the strings object? Do you know how to take the length of the string using strings object? Right? No? So basically, yeah, you can get the length of the string using something like the name of the string, that is s dot size. It is a method which is associated with the string object. So if I just try to print this, right, so you'll get, sorry, if I say hello world, it will print me 11. This string has 11 characters. Okay, so many people joining now. Okay, so why did I ask you to take the length of the string, right? So as I told you, you have to traverse the string from the back. Let me just ask you one question. Do you know how to access a character anywhere in the string? Do you know how to do that? Can reply me in the chat box, please. Yes, s of I, where I is the index, it is 0 based. Anybody who doesn't know? Okay, so to open ms, wait for it. So let us assume you have a string like this, SHAUN, okay, and this is the 0th index, this is the first index, this is the second index, this is the third index, this is the fourth index. The size of the string is 5. The size is, let us say the size is 5. Okay, so if you want to access something like A, you want to access A, you can do it, and I have named this string as S, okay. I have named this string as S, and you want to access this character A, which is at the index 2. You can do that by writing the name of the string, that is S, open a square bracket, inside that specify the index that you want to access, where A is located, that is 2, and close this bracket and give a semicolon. So this will print you the character at that index 2. So if I relate it here, if I want to, let's say, print O in hello world, which is at the index 0 1 2 3 4, right? So if I just do s of 4, so you'll get O as output, yeah, A as output in this scenario. Okay, did everybody understand what I was meaning? Here the character O is located at the 4th index, because strings are indexed from 0, starting from the first element of the string, 0th character of the string. Okay, so this is the 0th character, which is H, this is the first character, which is E, second is L. Could you repeat? Okay, so let us see. I declare a string S, which is Sean. Let us say it is a sequence of characters, right? And each character is assigned some index in a string, starting from 0. The first character will have an index 0, the second character will have an index 1, the third character will have an index 2, the fourth character will have an index 3, and it goes on until the last character. So if you want to access a particular character in a string, right, a particular character in a string, you can do it using the strings indices. So if you see here, if you want to access A from the string SHAUN, it is located at the index 2. So what you could do is you could write the name of the string here, then open a square bracket, specify the index which you want to access, which is 2, where A is located, then close this square bracket and followed by a semicolon. So this will output you A. And if I relate that here, yeah. So if I relate it here for hello world, if I want to access, let's say, the character O, so the O is located at index 4, you can see, because H is the first character, it is indexed with 0, E is indexed with 1, L is indexed with 2, another L is indexed with 3, then the O is indexed with the index 0. So if I do S of 4, O will get printed here. Nishkal, did you understand? Spaces will also be indexed, they won't be ignored. Yeah, bro, I am a noob. Let us see what this is. I'm not gonna try it, bro. Okay, so yeah, Nishkal, you understood, right? Okay, so anybody else who has any doubts on how to access characters in a string? Okay, so let us see. Okay, in this with this same example itself, if I okay, so if I want to reverse this string shaun, I want to make it as sorry shaun. If I want to reverse it, I have to go like this. No, I have to go back from n u a h s. Don't you agree? This is what my output should be, right? This is what my output should be, right? I have to traverse from the last character to the 0th character, which is the 4th character, which is indexed at 4, till the 0th character. First I have to print this 4th index character, then I have to print the 3rd index character, then I have to print the 2nd indexed character, then the first one, then the 0th one, right? Don't you all agree with me? Can you please reply in the chat box, please? If you didn't understand what I meant, I can repeat. Please guys, please be responsive, okay? Or else I won't know what I am doing. Okay, so I want to Clarice, I want to reverse my string to. So if you want to reverse your name, like you want to print it in a reverse order, like you have to print your last letter of your word first, then so on. You have to go back, right? You have to first print n, then you have to print u, then you have to print a, then you have to print h, then you have to print s in this particular example. Okay, so yeah, so first you have to print n, then u, which is at index 3, then a, then you have to print h, then you have to print s. This is your reversed string r. Don't you agree with me? Right. So can I ask you a question? Okay, you know how strings are indiced. Now they are indiced from 0. Your first character will be given the index 0, your second character will be given the index 1, your third character will be indiced 2. You can see a relation, right? If you want to access your first character, that is 1, first character, it will be at index 1 minus 1, right? Your index minus 1, your number of what can we say, if I want to access your first character, it will be minus 1, like the index will be minus 1 of it, right? So if I say I want the first character, it will be indexed at 1 minus 1, that is at the 0th index. Don't you agree about that? What I meant was, if you want to access your first character, which is s, s is your first character, right, in your string, right? What will be the index of s as for you, right? What will be its index? 0. For 1 it is 0, right? Yeah, 1 minus 1. So if you want to access the second character, let's say, which is h, it will be at index 1, right? So it is 1 less, right? So if you want to access any character, it is 1 less. So if you say you want to access your last character, which is your nth character, then where it will be present? At n minus 1, right? Which is this index, right? Did everybody get what I meant by n minus 1? And everybody reply in the chat box, please. Those who didn't understand, you can ask me. There are no issues. Right. So your nth character will be present at your n minus 1th index. So your last but second character will be present at n minus 2th index, and your last but third character will be present at n minus 3th index, right? And it goes on, it decrements until you reach 0. Don't you agree with that? This is n, sorry, oh, this is n minus 1, this is n minus 2, this is n minus 3, right? This is n minus 4, this is n minus 5, right? Where n is equal to your length. Sorry, so I don't have a pad, man. This is your length. Let's see, right? So if you have any string, let's say shaun, right? This will be a 0th character, this will be a first character, this will be a second character, this will be a third character, you will be a third character, this will be a fourth, right? So did you get what I mean here? This will be your n minus 1th index for this character, n minus 2, and so on. So you have to go from your n minus 1th index till 0, right, to print it in a reverse fashion. Don't you agree with me? Oh no, this is not feasible to me. Don't you agree with me? You have to go from your n minus 1th character till your 0th index, right? N minus 1th index till your 0th index, right? So how can you do that? You have to loop. Don't you agree with me? You have to use a loop. Right? I have to use a for loop or a while loop, right? For that. Yes. So if I write a for loop now, if I write a for loop here, where should I start from? Please reply in the chat box. Where should I start from? I have to start from where? We have my first character or my last character to reverse my string? Last character. And what is its index? Five. But what is 5? The length of the string, right? Right. Which is n. And I have told you how to find n of a string. You can use s dot size, right? So I'll create a variable here before that. Int n is equal to s dot size. I'll store it in a variable named as n, and I'll start my loop from n minus 1. Sorry, n minus 1. Then till where should I go? Till which character? Till what? Which index I should go? 0, right? I should go till 0. And what should happen to my I? Should it increment or should it decrement? Right, should decrement, right? Okay, so it should decrement. Okay, so this is fine. You understood how I have to traverse into my string. I have to access each and every character from in a backward fashion, in a reverse fashion, from n minus 1 till 0. So I have my characters. Okay, in each iteration I'll get n minus 1th character, n minus 2th index, n minus 3th index, and up till 0. But these characters have to store somewhere, right? Shouldn't I have to store somewhere in a new string? Don't you agree? Because I have my original string, I want my reverse string. So shouldn't I make a new string for the reversed one? Shouldn't I declare a new reverse string for that, which is empty? Don't you agree with that? Right? I have to create a new string, no? To store my answer. So I've taught you how we can do that. Again, another string object, which is reverse. I initialize with an empty string, double quotes, nothing but double quotes. So you will agree that you will get s of I like this. You will get s of I like from the last, right, n minus 1, n minus 2, and so on. You will get it in a reverse fashion, and you have to add it to your reverse string, right, at the front of your reverse string, at the back of your reverse string. Don't you think? I'll show you in Paint. So let's say this is my reverse string. I am here, I put n here first, then my loop comes to u. It was at n minus 1, I was equal to n minus 1, now it becomes n minus 2. Now you have the u, this character, which is at index 3. Now this character you have to add after n, right? Then you have to add a when your loop comes here. Then you have to add h to this reverse string. Then you have to add s. Don't you agree with me? It's fair, right? That's how I have to do. That's all I have to do. And how do I append a character to my string? I have taught you in the last session. You can do it in one string. That is an assignment for you, Nishkal. You can swap the characters, but for now let us keep it simple. We'll create new string. And string mutability also comes into picture, where you can modify your existing strings in C++, whereas in Java it's not possible. You have to use some string builder classes and all. It is something you can go after in your own interest, or you can ask a query. We'll be happy to assist you on that. So we are going to go with the traditional approach, which is creating new strings. So everybody understood, right? Like I asked you one question: how do we append character to a string? I have taught you this in the last class, using some operator, right? Which is that operator? Plus. Yep. Right. So what I could do is I could have just done reverse is equal to reverse plus s of I. Isn't this making sense to you? This makes sense, right? What I'm doing here. Everybody please. Right? Doesn't it make sense? You build your string one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. First I add n. When I do r is equal to r plus s, no? This s will have n first. So to an empty string you add an n, so it becomes n now. Then when it comes here, your loop comes here, you have n in your reverse string. Now we are going to add u, a character u. Now it becomes a new, and it goes on until you have the final string. Did you understand how the code is flowing, how the control is flowing in the code? You can reply on the in the chat. You can unmute yourself. Better if you unmute yourself. Come on. You don't hesitate to unmute yourself. Okay. We are not educators here. We are just friends who are happy to help you. Right. Reverse is equal to reverse plus s of I. Now if I just print it out, I just print out reverse. See, it reverse the whole string. DLROW space is considered OLLEH. In case if I had given Sean, it would print this thing NUAHS. Isn't that fair enough? Did you understand how you can reverse a string in C++ using C++? Wasn't that easy? The reason we gave this question was for you to get familiar with loops, for you to get familiar with index, for you to go explore things on your own a bit, because we can't give you everything on a platter. Some things need to be researched by you, like how Nishka asked, how you can do it in the current string itself. Okay, that is something that you need to go and find how you can do it, and you can ask a query if you have a doubt on it. We'll discuss in a future session if we take it in this week, next week. Okay, so everybody understood how to reverse a string? Is it clear to you? If anybody has doubt, you can ask me now. Anything with the size function, with the indices, the way I am using the for loop, the way I am appending the string, about get line, anything, you can ask me. Milan, it was easy, right? Everybody understood? Can you please reply in the chat box so I can go into the next question now? Okay. Okay. Those who have joined the session late, the recording will be shared to you. Okay. We are recording this session. The recording will be shared to you. So don't think that the recording is going on. So leave the session in the middle. Please be here. We are going to take the session till 10:30 or till 11 o'clock if things go worse. If you have a lot of doubts. Okay. So let us move into the next question. So string reversal is done. So the next question was to design a simple calculator in C++ using functions. Your calculator should be able to perform basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So how many of you all tried this question? This is a very easy question. This will be asked in your labs also, I reckon, using switch case, conditional statement. You could implement it using if conditions. You can use using a switch statement. There are many ways to implement this. So how many of you all, like, because this is one of the first programs that is taught to you in C++, so I expect you would have done. It can be used in many ways. Like, I didn't understand what you meant by I is equal to n by 2. N by 2 will give you the middle character of the string. Yeah, lot traverse sum, it is to access the middle element of the string. You can use this condition. I is less than n by 2. Okay, if you put that condition I is less than n by 2, no, if you do this thing, sorry, if you do something like I is equal to n by 2, and if you do I plus plus I is equal to 0, okay, what will happen is, you will, my string's length is how much, 5, so 5 by 2 is how much, 2 point something, right? So 2 point something is taken as the floor value in C++, so it is 2. So it will print the characters and up till the middle element. So it will just print sha, if you see now, which is actually, it won't, it will print sh. If I do less than or equal to, it will print sh. Yeah, that is what Samson meant. I'm sorry, if you want to traverse till middle element of string, you use this condition. Yes, so sorry about that. Navya, did you get what I mean, what I meant? Okay, so yeah, how many of you have designed a simple calculator using C program, a normal C program using functions and all? You can please reply in the chat box now. How many of you have implemented a simple calculator? Guys, please reply. We don't have much time today. It is already like 9:50. You need to reply quickly. I'm not rushing things, I'm going very slow, you know. But you have to reply me, you have to reply to me. Okay, Ruben has implemented. How many of you have not implemented? You can say just no, I need a rough count, because it's a simple program. Nishkal, you have implemented, okay. Okay, so should I discuss that program, or should I skip it? It is your decision. Okay, I should discuss. Okay, we'll do that then. So what do you want your calculator to do, right? You want it to perform an addition, you want it to perform a subtraction, you want it to perform a division and a multiplication, let's say. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll ask the user what he wants to do. Okay, so that is the main thing. So it is better if I go to online JDB right now. That would be a bit better for you all. Okay, so what I'll do is, first, you know, an operand, any operand, it is like a character, don't you agree? Plus, minus, into, divide, it is a character, no? Right, so I need a character as input. I will ask the user what operation you want to perform in the calculator. Is it addition, multiplication, division, or subtraction? So I'll ask it. So do you all agree I need a character as input? Please quickly tell me yes or no. Okay, right? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take a character, I'll call it as operator. Okay, I'll call it as op. I'll ask the user enter the operation you want to perform. Okay, and it could be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, and then cin op. Okay, before that, okay, that is one thing. Before an operator, don't you need two operands, two numbers, right, on which that operation has to be performed on? Don't you agree with that? Two numbers, right, integer numbers, right? So I need to take them also as input, right? So yeah, so I'll put another message, enter the two operands, handle. Okay, so int a comma b, cin a b, right? So is this part clear to you, this part? Okay, everybody? Now we are all responsive. Nice, nice. Keep that response going. Okay, so this is there. Now let us see if a user says he wants to do a plus operation, and I've asked you to use functions, right? Functions. So as I say, I'll tell some guy, hey, can you do an addition operation for me? I will give you the data, I'll give you the two numbers, and I'll tell you which operation you should perform. Can't he do it and give it to you? What do I call this guy as? A function, right? Right. So what are the requirements that this function needs to know? Like if I have four different people who know how to do addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction, like four different functions, what these individual functions need as data to perform that operation? Two numbers as input. Yeah, the numbers, two numbers, two operands, which I have to pass from where? When I call these people, no? These functions, I have to call them from which part of my program? So these functions requires two numbers as data, right, as input. So will you agree that these functions will have parameters, two parameters, int a, int b, or int operand 1, int operand 2 in their parameters list? Don't you agree? So don't you agree I need four different functions to perform four different operations, right? Okay, so I can name them multiplication, division, subtraction, addition, all these four different functions, right? Okay, so shall we do that? Okay, so I'll simply, okay, and these four different functions are going to perform this operation, and they are going to return your value. Okay, they are going to return your value, which is the result of that operation. So let us see, int add, it takes two different operands, int a, int b, and it just returns you return a plus b. I'm not using extra variables inside this. Is this understandable to you, return a plus b. Directly I'm going to give the result back. Is this fine by you, what I did here? Right, are you understanding it? Okay. Okay, so if I have int sub, int a, int b, return a minus b. I have multiplication mul, that is int a, int b, return a into b, right? For my division, division, again I have the dividend, that is int a, and I have the divisor. Just imagine if I give my b as 0 as data for any division, it is undefined, no? We can't do that operation, right? So I need to check inside my function whether my b is not equal to 0, right? Okay, if b is equal to 0, I will just return from that function. I'll just exit from my program saying it is an error, and I'll exit from the program. I can use the exit function there. Okay, so if my b is equal to 0, I'll exit 0. Before that, I'll just print a error message, error division by 0. And if that's not the case, if the divisor is not 0, then the division is valid. So I'll do return a by b. So is that clear? How are all these 4 functions clear to you? What I mean? They are, right? Okay, so have you come across this thing called as switch case statement? Switch case. Do you want me to do it using if condition, or do you want me to do it using switch cases? Else is not needed because I just exit from the program, right? Else is not needed because I'm directly exiting. Because I'll tell you why I used exit. Okay, so yeah, Anish, will look into it a bit later. Okay, ternary operator. But Apurva, did you understand why I didn't use an else? Because I'm exiting from the program straight away. My program execution stops right there because it is an error, right? So I use an exit. Okay. Okay, so do you want me to use an if else ladder, or do you want me to use a switch case statement? I want a response very quickly. Okay, do you know what switch cases are, people? Want me to use a switch case? Okay. So what does your switch case contain? What is the input that you have to give to your switch case? Right. You have to give it something called as a choice. Right. When your switch case gets a plus, it triggers some case. When your switch case gets a minus, it triggers some other case, and so on. Different cases for different choices that you take. Don't you agree? If I go to W3 schools, sorry, going to just C switch also, it is fine. Your switch case syntax goes like this. Your switch case has an expression that I'll tell you what it is. So if your expression's value was x, this code block gets executed. If it, then you have to write a break, that is very important, or else it creates unnecessary issues. Then if it is y, if your case was y, then that particular block is executed. Then this default block, if all of your cases didn't match, then this default block always gets executed. Did you understand what I meant? See up here, if your day was 4 and you say my switch case depends upon what the on the basis of what my value of my day is, right? It depends upon the value of day. If your value of day is 4, it will come here, it will execute this statement. So did you understand how switch case works? Do you want me to repeat? I believe this is taught to you, even for biology students, everybody up here. Okay. Can I consider everybody knows what I meant? Guys, please reply. You have to be like before. You're replying very quickly now. Right? Okay. Okay. So I'll use a switch now. Switch. On what basis should my switch work? Right? My switch case statement should work. Isn't it the operator? When it is a plus operation must be performed. When it is a minus operation should be performed. Right? Yeah. So I'll put in op inside it. Right. If my case, I have to specify the case's value, okay, properly, what my ops value would be for this case. If my ops value is a character, which, yeah, the case part, ask them if it's a string or a case part. Yeah.
Like in the sense, like while you're doing the case check, you have to pass the ASCII value, right? So you tell them like how can you do that? You understood? You can't pass double string, no? You have to pass a single string here, right? Yeah, you tell them why that has.
Double string. Wait. I am.
I mean, you can't put double quotes in a case. You need to put it inside a single, single character. Tell them why that thing. That's what I'm telling.
Because your case needs a positive or a negative value, right? Sorry.
No, no, no,
Zero or
no,
one.
no, 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 no. It's going to compare the ASCII value. That is why. When you put it in a single, single this thing, no, it's going to check the ASCII value.
Yeah, you can tell them, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Tell.
Okay, so basically your case, no, it will check properly what your, what do we say, what the value of your operator is, right? On the base different values of your operator, your case works. Here your operator is a character, right? So it will check for this particular characters up here. Okay, if your operator was a character which was plus, then if I give this case a name as plus, then you call the function, I create a variable here, result, which is equal to my add function. I call my add function and I pass the two I pass these two values here and then I break. Then I have a minus operation. Again I have a result there for this minus operation, and I do a subtraction, a comma b. This function does the subtraction for me and I break. We'll do the printing part, but did you understand what is happening here in these two lines? Right, the value which is coming here is from your operator, what you have passed here. If your operator was plus, if the user presses a plus, this case gets triggered. If the user selects a minus, no, this case gets triggered.
Results should be declared outside the can
Can
inside the
keep locally also. Sometimes
yeah, but how will you print them? That's an
here
issue.
only, inside only, like it's not.
Yeah, you have to write it like 100 times. So what you do is like basically int result outside, then you can just do result equal to
Yeah,
something.
that is also fine. Can do that.
Yeah. Now, main question is like, can anyone tell like why did Sean do that thing right now? Like, why did he declare a result outside?
I'll do one thing. I'll show them without declaring outside. Then I'll do that thing.
Yeah, better. That is better.
Right. Okay. So did you all understand what these two lines mean? Case plus, case minus. Let's not complicate it much right now. Okay. Okay. So if I go a bit further and write more cases, if your case was multiplication, okay, then result is equal to multiplication of a comma b, break case if it's a division operator, okay. So I have been told that we can't declare variables inside a switch by Jerome.
Yeah, that's what I told.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was like pointing out.
because I never use switch, bro. Wait, new revelation. Okay.
Where did he text you? By the way?
He sent me a text just now.
That's
Okay, so I'll call a division. Now he's saying you can. My bad. What, bro? I have, man, bro. It's like
It's okay. It's okay.
how is
Continue
that
with
possible?
whatever you have.
Okay. Everybody got confused. So sorry about that, guys. Okay. Oh. Okay. Fine. So I created four statements, four different cases for plus, minus, into, and division. Okay. Did you understand what I did here? I made it a bit out. Okay. So whenever your plus is triggered, your addition operation is done and it is stored in your result variable. Your addition function is called here with the values of 2. This returns the addition operation, stores in the result variable, then breaks off. So what I could do is actually after the result is done, I can print it here that the result of my operation is equal to result, right? And after repeat this line again and again up here. Okay, so you can see it is a bit, what do you say, cumbersome to write many times the same line, but we'll go forward with it, then I'll give you a fix. Did you understand what I mean? Like this line is repeating, right, in every case. Don't you agree with me? Okay, but for right now, for your simplicity, I'm doing it like this, so it will be easy to understand. Okay, so when your plus case is triggered, your result is calculated. It is stored in this result value by calling the function add with two parameters a comma b. You pass the data for this function, for same here for sub a comma b, and you get the corresponding results back. Okay, and after you get the result back, this line gets executed. You print the result of your operation. That is about it. And there is a default case which we say in switch. You can say that invalid operator. Okay, so if your user gave something like a, or gave an invalid operator, these cases, none of these cases will get executed. That time what your switch does is, if none of the cases are getting executed, it runs this guy. It says cout invalid operator, closes your program off. So did you get what I meant here, guys? Was it a bit confusing, because there were a lot of opinions coming in the middle? I hope it was not confusing for you. Right, anybody who has doubts, you can ask now. Everybody understood? Everybody please reply. I need a correct response. Okay. So I believe everybody understood. Okay, shall we run this program now? Let's see. There will be a lot of errors, which will, no errors, luckily. So I say 2 3, and it is asking me enter the operation you want to perform: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So I'll say plus, and the result of my operation is 5. This is what it is outputting me, if you see. Okay, do you all understand how to get one as invalid, please? Yeah, for sure. So if I give 2 3, and if I give my operator something as p, it will say it is invalid operator, and it exits out of the program. Apurva, did you get it? What I did here? Okay, so yeah, now let's get back to what Anish was meaning. Right, he is an optimizer, he is a code optimizer, he likes optimized code, he doesn't want, he is a developer, no? Okay, so you saw that this line was getting repeated, right? This line was getting repeated, this line was getting repeated. What I could have done is, wait a second, no, that's gonna be, leave bro, I'll take it like this only, it's not VS Code. Instead of printing it one by one inside the case, now I'll just print it outside, because I have declared the result variable outside my switch. So whatever happens when this case gets applied, this result variable is declared here. So inside the its scope is not just limited inside the switch, it is it is accessible outside the switch case also. So I can write a print statement here. Okay, so if I run this again, and if I say 2 3, if I say plus, it will still give me the right answer. So was it a bit confusing when I did this? When I said, talked about a bit about scopes. Okay, I'll ask you one question. Do you know what scopes are, guys? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll take this example. Mm-hmm.
Wait. Before you actually run, what do you think will be the answer of the,
Hmm.
like, what to say, the first printf, and what do you think will be the answer of the second printf statement? Okay. Yeah, C and C++, it's okay. Let's say almost the same thing. What do you think will be the answer? Do you think it will throw an error because I've declared X twice? That's also a possibility. Okay. Second is 10. No, but X is declared twice, no? With the int variable. It's not like reassigning the values, right? So do you think it will throw an error? No error. Okay. Why no error? Because, okay.
Everybody, please reply. Okay, engagement is needed here.
Okay, it's open. Okay, now, okay, imagine like I want to access the global variable. Now, which is a global variable? Yeah, but how will you access it? I've declared x is equal to 10, well. Like, see, right now, x is defined as 5. Next, redeclare x as is equal to 10. Now, I don't want 10 to be shown there. I want 5 to be shown. How will you access the value 5? How will you access that global variable? Sean can actually run the program.
Wait.
Okay, now you see when Azi Sean ran the program, the first printf statement actually gives you 5, and the second printf statement gives you 10. That most of them was telling it was correct. But now I want you to give that second printf statement also to give answer as 5. How will you do that? No. First statement cannot be 10. It's not possible. I mean, both the things should give us 5 without reassigning the value int x is equal to 10.
Anish,
Hmm.
let us go a bit further because we have to teach.
Yeah. You can give the answer, bro. I'll tell you the answer.
Eh.
After before x, now put double colon.
Here, no.
No. Yeah, double colon. Yeah.
That is it. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
in C, can you do that? You can, okay. Because it's C++. Okay, fine. It is possible. Yeah, that's it. It's a.
So it's a scope resolution operator. Not print outside. You saw the screen, right? It's something like that you need to do.
So guys, let me give you a brief on it. Okay, so int x is there, no, which is declared outside of your main function. It is accessible throughout the lifetime of your program. It can be accessed from anywhere in your program. But inside, when you come inside a main, no, if you declare another variable with the same name as the global variable, it overrides it, because this variable takes control inside that scope. So this int x, this has its lifespan unless this function is running. Until this function gets destroyed, your main function is, what do you say, closed when your program ends, right? So this int x will be there until your program ends. Similarly, if I had created any other function, let's say foo, okay, and int x is equal to 5, if I did here, if I did cout x, okay, so if I take these things out, and if I had called foo, sorry, not int, let us keep it void for now. Okay, if I'd run this thing now, cout, I'll use this space standard printf. It is this is C. Sorry, it's running in C++. Full of jumbled up stuff. Okay. So it prints you 5, right? So for this foo, this function foo, this x is a local variable. It's, what do we say, its lifespan is only related to this scope. Yeah, printf is still valid. Yeah, true. Right, it's valid only inside this scope. After this function is called and it finishes its execution, this x is destroyed. So if you print your x here, it will print you 5, but let's say this was 10. Quickly get back to switch case. Okay, after this, see, it is printing 5 and 10. So did you get how local scope and global scope differ, everybody? Yeah, I want a yes or no in the chat box very quickly. I'm not rushing, but yeah, if you have any doubts you can ask. No issues. Okay, so if I come back to my switch case thing, you see here int result, it is outside of your switch case scope. Your switch case statement scope starts here and it ends here, between these two curly braces, right? So anything and again the scope again nests, it again flows inside your case statements also. This result is only accessible within this case, not outside this case, but if I had declared it like this, int result, but what has happened is this result variable is there, no, it is actually declared outside the switch case. So if I update it within any case, no, this outside variable gets updated, and you are sure that whenever you give your user gives any input here, it comes here, only one case is triggered, not many, right? So any one case will be triggered and your outside variable will get updated. So after your switch case ends, this result variable is still available for you because it was declared outside the switch case statement. So you can print it just once outside the scope. Did you understand that, or you need me to repeat it for you? Understood? Any doubts, ask me. Any doubts? It's an important concept. You need to know. It's something that you'll face every day in your programming journey. Okay? Okay, Sharina, you can see here, I have declared an integer variable result outside the scope of my switch case. So if you see, if any block is there, no, if you have any block, let's say opening braces, curly braces, any variable that you declare, this is alive only within this block. Okay, it is not available outside this block. If you do something like cout x here, let's forget what this and all is. Just a normal example I am giving. If there are two curly braces and you create some variable inside it, it is only, you can do cout inside this block only for this variable x. You can't do it outside here, outside the block, you know, before that block. It should be only within it. But what if I had declared it outside the block and I had done x is equal to 10 here? Can't I access it outside the block now? Can't I do that outside the block? Because it is declared outside the block, no? So it will be inside this block, it is just updated. Then after you come out, it is still accessible, because for this guy the scope is outside here, not here. If you want, I will repeat it again for you if you didn't understand it. It's very important. Local scope and global scopes. Guys, please reply. Then I'll relate it back to the switch case again for you. So similarly it happened here in the switch case statement. If you see, right, you had a block here, opening braces, closing braces. This was your block, and you had, before I had written something like this, no, int result, right, int result. So if I do this, no, it is only accessible inside this block only. That is not just inside the block also, it is only accessible within this case. It is not accessible here. So I was declaring another variable here, because when this case block was, what do we say, if this case block was not triggered, then this variable wouldn't have been created, right? Then this case block will be checked. Then if it is true, then it will be created. Then it will just break. Then you can't access it here, because it was just created for the lifetime of this block. So I had to write a cout statement here itself, right? That was the reason why I was writing like that, because if I had not declared it outside, then that would have been the problem. So I am not going to confuse you much. So if I just relate it back to you, this result variable was declared outside the block, so it is accessible inside this switch case also and here also. Okay, but if it was not declared here, it was just declared here, no, if I had done int result, int result, int result and so on inside this block, it was only accessible within this block only. That is the reason I had to write many cout conditions here, and I couldn't have done this outside, because the result variable was not available for me if that was the case. Did you all understand? It is a very important thing that you have to understand. If you want, I'll repeat it again for you. Everybody, I want everyone to answer this question. It's a very important concept. Until you finish your, like, if you go into development also, no, this thing comes in. Okay. Again, if you have any doubts, leaflet is there, you can ask us. Okay, we will be giving you other examples also for local scope, global scope, all these things. So Sharina, it is fine, no? Everybody understood? Fine, right? So you could see, right, if I had just declared it outside, how much simpler the code became, right? I need not write again and again cout statements, because my scope is there, my result variable was declared outside. I can just update it inside it, and it would still be preserved when I come outside the switch, right? So what you can learn from here is there are different ways how you can code. There are different ways of writing your program. Okay. So always remember, you can code in many ways, right? Instead of using a switch, you could have used a if else statement also. Okay. So that was the normal problems. We will be moving into bit plus plus next. Before that, if anybody has doubts, anything in these three problems, you can ask me now. Then we'll move into bit plus plus. Then we'll just go into an introduction on what arrays are. Then something we'll do on arrays. Then if we have time, we'll go into reference variables, pass by reference, pass by values. Are you all tired? If you are tired, you have to bear with me for the next 45 minutes at least. Coding is fun, yaar. You have to stay. You know. Because you have college tomorrow, no? So I can't extend a lot. I will stay till 3 o'clock. I don't care. But you guys have to go, no? Exit 0, there are, you can say, abnormal termination of your process. Anish can tell you it better, but return 0 is to return with some value from the function. Exit 0 tells you that your process stopped or terminated normally. It just specifies. If you send a 0 inside your exit function, if you send a 0, it says that your process ended normally. If you give it 1, it says it was interrupted. All these things which will come in your higher semesters. If Jerome was there, he could tell you it in more simplistic manner. I guess Jerome is there. Are you there, bro?
Yeah, is there.
He has defined himself. You're learning Hadoop. Wow. Okay, so everybody are clear what it is. Return is used to return from your function. Exit is to kill your process. It terminates your program right there. Nothing happens after that. It just stops your program. That's it. When error was occurred, I just used an exit 0. It terminated the process completely. Okay, everybody understood? So we are going into the next problem very soon. So one last call. Anybody has doubts, you can ask me now. I have a record to write. It's fine. So no doubts. Next problem. How many of you tried bit plus plus? Tell me honestly. Come on, you have. I told you again and again. You have to try bit plus plus. You tried. Okay. Noob Master tried. How did he approach it? This is Anish, man. I thought it's some junior guy. You won't try, bro. Why would you try? You know, you definitely didn't. Berserk Knight won't. He'll solve big problems. I'll delete that. You shouldn't share such codes, bro. They'll get scared. So, anybody who tried the bit plus plus question? That I'll give, man. Wait a second. So, okay. So let us see what the question said. Okay, it's a very fun question. So bit plus plus is a unique programming language with just one variable x and two operations, which has plus plus x, it increases the x value by 1, minus minus decreases the x value by 1. Okay, so I'll just simplify it for you in my own terms. Okay, in bit plus plus there are two things. Okay, there is a variable x and there is an operation plus plus, there is an operation minus minus. Initially the value of your x is, what is the value of your x? Your initial value of your x is 0. Okay, so your initial value of your x will be 0. So you are given a string. Normally there are different ways a string will be given to you. It could be like this: x plus plus, then minus minus, then again plus plus, minus minus, again plus plus, minus minus. Okay, what this means is there will be the variable that is there, which is x. It will appear only once in your string. Okay, as they have said. These statements are executed in order. Okay, but as far as I know, x comes only once in your string, and rest is your plus plus, minus minus, plus plus, minus minus, and these operations can come in any order. It could be plus plus, plus plus, then an x, then minus minus, minus minus, then again a plus plus, minus minus, again a plus plus. So what this means, a single occurrence of a plus plus means the value of your x will increase by 1. So when a plus plus came here, this plus plus came here. If I separate it for you, if this plus plus came here, the value of your x will go from 0 to 1. Now again another plus plus comes up, right? So from 1 it becomes 2. Now you get an x. So you do nothing, right? For x you do no operation. There is nothing that they have said. Then when you encounter another minus minus, you decrement the value of 2 by 1. Then when you encounter another minus minus, you decrement the value of your x by another 1. That again your x value will become 0. Now when you again encounter another plus plus in your string, your x value will again increment by 1. Again you find a minus minus, so you decrement your x value by 1 again. You encounter another plus plus, so you increment your value of x by 1 again. So this is what the problem actually meant. So anybody who doesn't understand, who has any doubts, can ask me now again. Should I repeat it again for you all? Okay, Shamita understood. I want everybody to answer. It's a very important question. It will any minus minus is there, no? Any occurrences of 2 minuses means your x value decreases by 1. Any occurrences of 2 plus plus increases your value of x by 1. Okay, Nishkal wants me to repeat. So I'll repeat it for you once, Nishkal. So bit plus plus has three things, three details. Okay, there is a variable named x. Okay, its initial value is 0. Then you are given some instructions. Your instructions will have that variable x, which occurs once in that string, and you have sequence of plus plus and minus minuses. Okay, so each plus plus means you increase your value of x, which is 0, by 1, and every time you encounter minus minus, you decrement that value of x by 1. So a plus plus means plus 1 to your x, a minus minus means a minus to your x. Plus minus is not there in our language. Our language only understands plus plus and minus minus, Akshata. That is why it's called bit plus plus. That is the question. We comprehend it like that. It is a new programming language. It's a question. No, that is how they have said. You have to comprehend your string like that. If there is a plus plus, you increase your x by 1. If it's a minus minus, you decrease your x by 1. They won't give you such an invalid case, plus minus and all. Okay. Nishkal, did you understand what I meant?
Understood, bro.
You understood, right? Everybody else understood? I want everybody to reply. It's important before I jump into the solution. Yeah, it can be negative. It can go negative also. So everybody understood. Okay. So let me show you how we can approach this problem. Okay. Again, paint. So if I have something like plus plus x minus minus plus plus minus minus plus plus, okay, so we have to traverse this string. This string is given to you and you have to say what the final value of x is. Okay, what the final value of x is. So if I start from the 0th, no, I've told you strings are indiced with like this, no, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, right? Don't you agree? It is also like hello world only. It is also a string itself, right? Did you understand? This is how it is represented. This string is represented. Plus plus x minus minus plus plus minus. It also has indices. This plus is your first character. It has an index 0. This plus is your second character. It has an index 1. Right? Did you all understand? This is basically your what do you say? S. It is a string. Okay, everybody understood how the input is given to you? It is given as in the form of a string. Okay. So don't you all agree that you need to traverse this string and do something? Don't you all agree? Yes or no? You have to run into the string and do something. Okay, one guy said yes. Clarice says yes. What about the rest? Don't you have to traverse the string to compute your answer? When I say traverse, you have to walk into the string using a for loop. Don't you? Don't you think you should do that? Right. So, how do you run into this string? Okay, let me see. For this input, I am here. I am at the first character. I see that it is a plus. Okay. And I've told you your string won't have something like plus, minus, and all. If it is a plus, it is guaranteed. It is guaranteed. The next character is also plus. It is guaranteed. So if you encounter a single plus anywhere, can't you just increment your value of x by 1? Whenever you encounter a plus, can't you just increment your value of x by 1? Don't you all agree with me? Everybody to answer. It's a very nice question. You will understand how to use loops, you know, how to handle which manipulate strings properly. Right. Anytime you find a plus, you are sure that the next character is also plus. So you mean I have found an occurrence of a plus plus, so I can increment my x, right? Right. Okay. Okay. Everybody says yes. True. Fine. So let me see. So let me see. I was here, right? I found a plus. I know the next character is plus. I increment my x by 1. Now where should I move? Should I move to this plus, or should I move to this index? Where should I move? Right. So how much did you move? Did you move by one index, or did you move by two indices? Normally what you do? You go to the next index. But here when you encountered a plus, how much indices did you move forward? 2. Right? Right. You everybody did you understand? Anybody you didn't understand what I meant? Anybody? I want everyone to answer about this. Whenever you encounter a plus, you know that next character is also plus. So you need not process the next character which is plus. You have to skip that guy and go to the next index. Right? So you can say that you are moving by 2 indices instead of 1 indice. Not always. I'll tell you when not to do it. You are on the right path, Apurva. Okay. Right. I hope everybody understood that. So yeah, let's say I was here. I processed this guy. I incremented by my x by 1. Now I say the next guy is guaranteed to be plus, so I need not process it. If I had processed it again I will increment it by 2, which I don't. Again I will increment it by 1, which I don't want to do, right? So from here I will jump here, right? So my pointer which was here now will come to this guy 2. Now you see this guy is a x, and x doesn't do anything. It doesn't increment itself, doesn't decrement itself. It's just a character. You have to ignore that guy, right? You have to ignore that guy and go to the next index. What you do? How much should you increment now when you find an x? Everybody, 1, right? Right, just 1. That's exactly what you do. Now you encounter a minus. Sorry. Now we encounter a minus. Now you know when you encounter a minus, next character is also a minus, right? And when you encounter a minus, I have to decrement by my x by 1. That's it, right? So what would you do? You have to answer me now. What will you do when you encounter a minus? You know the next character is minus. What will you do to the x? And how much will you move now from there? Okay, 2, yes. And how much will you decrease the x by? I want everybody to answer this. Yeah, you decrement it by minus 1, decrease by 1, and you move 2 indices forward, right? And this continues until when? You continue this, you run into your string until when? When do you stop doing this iteration? Size of the string, exactly. Exactly. Right? Size of the string. So if you see, you get a minus here. It's a minus. I know the next guy is minus, so I decrement this guy from 1. I'll get it back to 0. This guy is this thing. Now instead of going here, I'll come here. Again I see a plus. Cut this, make it 1. Okay. Now next guy is also plus. I know that, right? So I'll skip this guy. I'll come here. I see another minus minus, so again I decrement it by 1. It becomes 0 again. Next guy is minus again, so this is gone. It comes here. Now again I see it is plus plus, so I'll take this guy, make it 1, increment by 1. Next guy is also plus. I know that, so I'll remove this and I'll come here. Now you are beyond your string. You are at your nth index, right? You break off. You break off your loop. You come out. You just print your answer, print your result, or you print your x. That's it. That was your solution. That was it. Now Brizak Knight is typing something. I'm scared. It was a space. Okay, yeah, fine. So did you all understand what I was doing? Wasn't it an easy question? Do you have any doubts, king x20? Okay. Isaac Knight is typing again. Okay, it's a bug, it seems. Okay, fine. If you want to see a code, if you want to see this code, no? You can see it. This is how I coded it. Just forget about, okay, fine. But will not scare you off. Wait a second. Let me do some changes. Okay, first I take the length of the string, which is again not necessary, but okay, I take the length of the string. It is pre-known to me. Okay, then I declare a variable x, that is my normal x, which is initialized to 0. Then I take a string as input, which is the language, this whole string is taken as input here. Okay, again that was stupid what I am doing here, so this is not necessary, sorry again. Okay, so I declare my x as 0, I take the string as input. Okay, then I find the length of my string using len is equal to s dot size. I get the length of my string, then I set my pointer which is at 0. Okay, this is what I mean. When I set my pointer at 0, it is pointing here to the 0th index. Okay, it is pointing to the 0th index. Now then I run a loop until I reach my last index, until my I is less than length. Right, you see, your I was here, then your I came here. Right, it is again less than length, then it came here, it is again less than length, then again you do +2. Right, again it is less than length, and you came here, less than length, again you came here, less than length. Now when you do this, it came out, so it was equal to length. That is why it broke here. Right, so what I do is I iterate until and unless my pointer is less than the length of my string. Till then I'll run this loop, this while loop. Did you understand what I mean here, everybody? Okay, okay, everybody understood. Okay, so yeah, so you have your pointer is pointing towards the index. Pointer has the value of the index. Okay, 0. When your pointer is here, it will say the value is 2. Okay, it will have the index value. So you check s of I, if it is equal to x, no, I just move my pointer by one index and I continue. You know the continue keyword in loops, it goes to the next iteration, it skips the rest of the part. That's it. Y less than or equal to, I need to check whether my character is equal to x. No, x is the character, not the value. Character of your string. If you are at the x character, you do nothing. No, you just increment your pointer by 1 and you go to the next iteration. Yeah, everybody got this? When you are at your, if you encounter x, your character in your string, you do nothing, you just increment your pointer by 1 and go to the next iteration using the continue keyword. Right, Everybody understood this point? I need you to reply immediately. Quick. Anybody has doubt, you can ask me. Okay. We continued. It was again not necessary, but okay, yeah, fine, it is necessary. So you go into the next iteration. Now let's see if it was not x, if it was an operator like plus, right? So I told you, right, when it is a plus, you increment your x by 1 and you skip 2 indices instead of 1 indice, right? That is exactly what I'm going to do. When it is plus, I increment x by 1 using x plus plus, right? It is post increment operator. You could do x is equal to x plus 1 also here. Okay, then I do x plus equal to 2. This is same as x is equal to x plus 2. Sorry, I is equal to I plus 2. Okay. I don't want to confuse you simply, but it is understandable, no, what is happening. X plus plus means, okay, I understand what I did here. Whenever I encountered a plus, I incremented by x by 1 and I moved 2 indices up front. I incremented my pointer 2 by 2. If or else means what? I checked for x, I checked for plus. Obviously it is minus in my else case, right? Because my string is going to contain only x plus and minus, right? So I'll just decrement by my x by 1 and I'll move by 2 indices again. So is that clear, everyone there? Did you understand how the code is functioning? That is it. That again you can see, right? X was created outside the while loop. If I had created x here, then it would have created a lot of mess, right? Because every time the loop would reset, again my x should have been declared, its value would have changed. So I declared it outside the loop, right? And that is why I can access it outside the loop also. So inside the loop you just make some changes to your x, that's it, and you print your result outside. That is it. Did you understand the code, everybody? Yes or no? Quickly. Okay, so that was the challenges, the 4 challenges that were given to you 4 days ago. I believe these all were easy. They were to test your skills, to for you to experiment with programming, if you had at least tried it by yourself, you would have gotten the flow. I hope many of you have done, and I hope many of you after this session you go try out these codes by yourself. Okay, you know the approach. If you now you know how you can approach these 4 problems, you have to go try out by yourselves. Many of you, I believe, don't have laptops and all, so you can go to the computer science lab in our college, use those machines and get a laptop for yourselves very as soon as possible, because you are engineers, you need them, right? So you need to have them very quickly so you can kickstart your coding journeys. So that is what I am saying. After now you have a clear understanding on how functions work, how you can access strings, how you can manipulate strings, how you can traverse things properly, right? How to use while loops, for loops, about global scope, local scope. We will again give you some articles to read on global scope, local scope. Also you have the leaflet bot. Any doubts if you have, you can ask there. All these things are there, everything is available to you, right? So we want you to get your basics done so we can give you some good questions from here on, right? So this is very beginner level stuff. The fourth question was from Code Forces A. It was asked very years back when I was starting off my coding journey. I solved that question, right? So it was asked in a competitive programming contest. So it was not that difficult. It was just that you needed to know how to use loops properly. That was it. So it was easy, right? The fourth question, the bonus question. It was very interactive for you, right? Did you learn something new today in these four challenges? The solutions of these four challenges. Did you get a broader perspective of loops and all? You understood how to reverse strings. Okay. So I want you all to go try out these four questions again by yourself if you have time. I know you have labs, you have to write records and all, but you know, to grow you need to find time for yourself. Okay. So just don't depend on us. You have to try out things by yourself also. So yeah. So like for the near, like one day we are, yeah bro, yeah, you learn a lot. King X20. Okay. So try out these solutions by yourself. Okay, after the today's session. So yeah, that was for the challenges part that I had to cover. It is already 2 hours now. I had started this at 9. It is 11 now. Are you all tired? Question mark. Yes or no? Many of you were like, no. Many are saying no. Sharina is tired. Samita is tired. No energy. Because if you are not, then I can go into arrays. I can talk about vectors. I can talk about reference variables, pass by values. These are like important concepts again. If it's not today, then when should I teach you? Tomorrow too. Like, मेरे को भी काम है यार. Even I'm busy. Offline. About that, we are going. Let us meet tomorrow, all of you. How many are there here today? 1, 2, 3. Berserk Knight and King X20 are not counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 people. I guess during the lunch break, can you come? 1:30. I'll tell you where you have to meet. My team will be there, all of them. Not yes, sir, dude. Sir. King X20 will teach you reference variable. He is the adjunct faculty of our team. I'll catch you and bring you back, bro. He is a in-demand faculty, King X20. He doesn't take sessions like that. I have to pay him and all. In Bitcoin, yeah. उसके पास बहुत पैसा है किंग X20 के पास दे देगा तेरे को कबाब कार्तिक अरे वो ये this guy is also my friend, he is my classmate. Well, my class finishes at 12:40. Okay, 1:30 would be fine. I want to go to have lunch also. I have lab at 2, so you have to come at 1:30, ask your doubts, interact with us. My team will be there tomorrow. All of them will be there, so you can interact with them, talk to them, network with them, bond with them, everything you can. Kuch bhi pucho, we'll answer. Lunch break is fine, no? Unfortunately, we can't take up what arrays are today because I don't want to rush things for you. You Swiggy from Swad. Swad is love, bro. He loves Swad. Even I love Swad. How exact offer? Lunch is fine. Those who don't wanna have lunch can come and meet though. If you are that dedicated, you know. I'm not having lunch, so. We spoke about the challenges part, Santism. Like, I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
Bro, they're asking location, bro. You're telling to meet at 1:30. Where though?
That is to be decided. No? Where will we meet? Canteen. Canteen. You
Hey, no
decide.
need, bro. Bro, if you're taking me to canteen, you have to treat me for ice cream.
All I can't. Okay. That Dion
Bro,
is
you're rich.
that Dion is already. He's not there today. If he gets to know, no.
You're rich now, bro.
Go man. इधर
Why, yeah, let's go to Madhuban village. Yeah.
इधर जहर खाने का पैसा नहीं है. Berserk Knight will sponsor. He's pupil now. Ha ha ha. By
So I should
the
say,
by the way, how was the session though? We'll meet at Student Square, or I'll tell you. I'll announce it in the group.
no. You better do it in this thing. What to say? Our cafeteria. Cafeteria inside is, they're down.
Albatross. There we'll meet. Yeah, that is
Albatross,
a nice
yeah.
place. Everybody knows Albatross shed area. Shed area.
That's our adda. No, that you make as a permanent adda, bro.
You'll come there.
Permanent.
Everybody. Albatross shed. Everybody. Yes or no? Everybody should say yes. If you don't come, no. Everybody will come. Cafe, Albatross Cafe. Come there. That's enough. You eat samosa, all these things. Garbage stuff you eat, no. King X20 goes there. He picks up two packets. He comes to his class. Then वो थूसता है अपने मुंह में. Then he talks ill about me. Then he spreads rumors. All these things he does.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, bro.
Listen this funny thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Srinivas University, right?
Yeah, bro.
So they are organizing hackathon, okay, on 29th. Okay, so see what are their this thing, okay, prerequisites, okay. Before diving into CodeMeet 2023-2024 our hackathon, participants should ensure they meet the following prerequisites. Team formation, team of 2 to 4 members. Those are all fine, okay. Now next comes programming skills, okay. A strong foundation in programming languages such as Python, Java, C++, or others is crucial. Familiarity with relevant libraries and frameworks is a plus. Bro, is it a job thing or is it a hackathon?
SJ hackathon event.
I mean, rule section only, bro. It's so funny, okay. See, next.
You don't tell that for hackathons. You just come, present your project, go.
Exactly, that's what. See, next, this one is more funny, okay. Internet connectivity.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Santism is asking. If you all don't want to eat lunch, I'll come there at 1 o'clock. If not, then 1:30. You tell me 1:30 or 1. Text here.
Wait. I tell you.
30.
So. Wait. I tell you. There's a easier way. Okay. I'll give you 1 minute.
We can put a poll. No? हम तुम्हारे हुक्म अरे मैं हुक्म मत बानो रे. Which is my fourth hour tomorrow?
Bro, give me attendance, bro.
I will come at 1 and sit there, okay? That's it. Yeah, it's OE, so 1 I'll come. Then who wants to come at 1:30, you can come at 1:30. So, yeah.
Bro,
So,
what you're putting props here?
no, 1 o'clock I'll come. No Elsa's class, no, it will be, he'll take full, man. So 1:05 I'll come there, okay? Everybody.
Hey, I'll tell you. See, if you find this person, no, this
Hey,
just follow
hey,
this guy.
hey, delete, delete, delete. Ah, साला कितना
Wait,
बेइज्जत इतना बेइज्जत अबे चुप सैमसन चुप. How was the session though? Oh, what does Berserk Knight has to say about the session? What does King X10 has to say about the session? Because they are going to come now. After the session they'll come. What did you say, bro? I fell asleep, bro. Berserk Knight is going to take a session very soon, okay? Big things require time. Adjunct faculty is there. King X20. You have to ask him. You have to demand sessions from him and all. I'll drag and bring him tomorrow.
Yes, it's zero.
I have, bro. Yes, याद नहीं दिलाना था यार. कल तो बंक करना पड़ेगा शायद.
अरे कौन सा प्रोग्राम है तेरा?
A star.
ए स्टार ना, तो मेरा ले ले, वो शॉर्ट है.
वो भी short ही है यार. You know, I learnt it when I was coding. Anchapura Balli, bro. Get Ryan also. I was like, why are you bringing me, bro? ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು.
Hey, Sean, see this, okay? Internet connectivity. Reliable internet access is vital as the event may involve online resources and crowd services.
What the fuck? They
Will
are
be
not going to
provided.
provide. They'll provide. Okay. I was like, we have to.
No, listen, I didn't complete. Will be provided at the venue. Okay. So after that, they put a comma or a full stop and they put okay. Students may carry their own router.
We'll bring all of you. Will bring one piece. Ryan piece.
I was like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, Berserk Knight is.
Who is?
Yeah. King X20 is a special name. Samson Eon D'Souza. Tomorrow you'll meet him. You have to ask adjunct faculty to take classes. He's not taking classes these days. Very high charge. Expensive people.
That sounds wrong, bro.
Yeah, bro, he charges a lot, bro. He doesn't take class and all. Bitcoin, it seems. साला मेरे को एक्सपोज करेगा. चुप ही बैठता हूँ. Sorry, Samson. Oh yeah, I'll stop recording the session.